Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Muhammad Hanif Hadi with name 12022131165. In here, I will explain about final assignment of organizational behavior course, and I will explain about organizational change and stress management in RSUD Bangkinang. In here, have introduction to RSUD Bangkinang. What is organizational change? Organizational change in RSUD Bangkinang. What is stress management? Stress management in RSUD Bangkinang. And the last is conclusion. We have fact. Bangkinang Hospital is the best hospital in Bangkinang City. Bangkinang Hospital is one of the regional referral hospital in Riau Province, located in Kampar Regency, and has reliable, skilled, and professional medical and non-medical personnel supported by the latest medical technology today. Okay, let's go. Number one is introduction to RSUD Bangkinang. Uh, Bangkinang Regional General Hospital is the hospital owned by the Kampar Regency government, which was established since the third is in this government and was inaugurated as a government-owned hospital in 1979, as a strategic location on the site of the Riau West Sumatra and North Sumatra Highways. Okay. This is a structural organization. Number two is what is organizational change? Let me explain. Organizational change means a change within an organization, such as adding new people, modifying a program, changing the mission, structure, and system of organizational change. Change here can be interpreted as leading towards something better or an improvement from the previous situation. Okay. In the power of change, we have two, and number one is external force. External force are the force of organizational change that occur due to change in various external variables such as political system, economic, technology, market, and value. External force of change include culture, and the second is education, third is social, fourth is political, and five is economy, and the last is technology. And the number two is internal force. Internal force is internal change force are the result of factors such as goal, strategies, managerial policies, new technologies, and the attitude and behavior of employee. Internal change force Internal force is employee activities, organizational goals, and three is strategies and policies, and the last is technology. Next, Robbins stated that there are no force of change, including number one is nature of the workforce. Example include increased cultural diversity and ongoing population, increase immigration and outsourcing. And number two is technology. Example is a faster technology, cheaper and more mobile computer and handheld device, and the growth of social networking sites. And number three is economic shocks. Example is fluctuating global market, globalization, and the collapse of the financial sector. And number four is competition. Example, global competitor, merge and consolidation, and increased government trade regulation. Number five is social trend. Social trend example increase environmental awareness, liberalization of attitude towards gay, lesbian, and employ, and increased multitasking and connectivity. And number six is politic, rising healthcare costs and negative social attitude toward business and executive, and the opening of markets in China. This is a Robin statement from 18th edition Organizational Behavior. Okay. Uh, and and the next is planet change. This planet change is rated by Baron in behavior in organization. Planet change. Planet change is a process of improvement undertaken by the of organization to align with its goal and objectives. The strength in this type uh, of change, just in product or service, the development technology has driven the growth of the new product in line with increasing customer need. In addition, the varied behavior of consumers require an increase in more satisfying customer service. And change in size and structure of organization, the development of technology has driven up the growth of new product in line with increasing customer need. In addition, the following behavior and number three is change in administration system. The change that occur have caused many organizations to restructure and are often followed by downsizing and outsourcing. Restructuring tends to form a flatter and team based on organization. And number four, introduction in latest technology. Now technology changes are happening quickly and are affecting the way people work within the organization. Now technology is expected to make organization more competitive in planet change. On the one hand, the organization strives to improve its ability to adapt to change in both the external and the internal environment, and on the other hand, it seeks to utilize human resource with good skill and performs. In education, this planet change can be seen in the form of service provided by institution, both in terms of academic and administration. Planet change is carried out to keep the organization alive and not to regress. For example, administrative work at universities, which is usually done manually, is made by user by introducing new technologies such as computer to display and input student grades without having to record them one by one. And next is unplanned change. Change occurs due to a shift in organizational activities. This change occurs due to the following factor. Number one is shift in worker demographic. The composition of the workforce in changing with a trend toward more diversity. The diversity of the workforce required more diverse treatment according to the increasingly evolving characteristic of their needs. And number two is performance gap. There is a gap between what is expected and what is achieved. These gaps need to be addressed with the various changes. And number three is government regulation. Now, government policies and regulation can affect the sustainability of a business things that were previously allowed to may be prohibited at some point. And number four is global competition. Global competition on a global scale required business to be more efficient and capable of producing cheaper product and service. Every company strives to increase its market share. And number five is changing economic condition. The changing economic condition can cause business ventures to suffer losses, and create opportunity for unemployment. Company must be able to adjust their strategies to survive and even seize opportunities for growth. And the last is technology advance. The advancement of technology has caused the way company operate to change. The occurrence of this change requires company to prepare human resources that can absorb and follow the development of technology. The challenges faced by organizations today are the increasing number of organizations offering similar service and product, which require improving the form and the content and meeting all needs to make customers look at our organization. Likewise, the number of people result in a variety of the competencies. So far an organization to be operate optimally, it must be able to treat individual within the organization differently according to their demands. This is done to prevent the organization from declining and remaining superior to other organization. That's what Baron say in behavior in organization. Kurt Lewin and last is stage and approach to organizational change. Kurt Lewin developed a three-stage change model that includes how to take the initiative of change, manage and stabilize the process of change itself. Explain the stage of change with the term number one is unfreezing, number two moving, and the third is refreezing. Unfreezing or throwing is a stage that focuses on creating motivation to change. Individuals are encouraged to replace old behavior and attitudes with those that management want. Unfreezing is an attempt at change to overcome individual resistance and group conformity. The disbursement process is a power contest between the driving factor and the barriers to change from the status quo. In order to accept a change, it is necessary to have a individual readiness. This straw is intended so that a person is not shackled by the desire to defend oneself from the status quo and be willing to open up. And second is moving. Moving is a learning stage where workers are given new information, new behavioral model, or a new ways of seeing things. The point is to help worker learn new concept or point of view. Therefore, training, coaching, and giving feedback are the indispensable in this process. And the last is refreezing. Refreezing is the stage where changes are stabilized by helping worker integrate the change behavior and attitudes into the normal way of doing things. This is done by giving worker the opportunity to show new behavior and attitudes. A stabilized attitude and behavior are again frozen. This becoming the norms recognized for their correctness. Kotter's model. Leader articulate vision and create strategies, but employees across the organization are involved in the process of change. Several techniques can be used to make the implementation of change a success. One is one is the X-step model in leading change from Kotter. This is X-step model of outcome probability of success is very large, predictable, and the leader can controlling this mean that the leader. Number one is create a sense of urgency. A change will occur of all members of the organization or company want it. Developing a sense of urgency in all employee is very necessary to create change in the body of the organization. Motivational stimulation of the leader is the first step in developing the sense of urgency. Such stimulation can be simply begin with an intense and communicative dialogue between the leader and subordinates related to the problem rising in the organization. And number two is great building coalition. The next step is great building team. For organizational change, strong leadership requires the collective support of subordinate. And the next is developing a change of vision. When a leader starts thinking about the change, then what first comes up are the ideas and solution around the change. Connect these ideas to create a vision of desired change. And the next is communicating the vision. The next step is communicate the vision that has been chosen to all employees. Leader must also implement this vision of change in their behavior first. Communication about the vision of change is carried out at all the time with employees, not only delivered during formal meeting. The vision of change can also communicated through activities outside the organization. And the next is empowering other to act on the vision. It takes the skill of a leader to recognize the characteristic of each employee, so that the pattern of approach taken is right. And the next is planning for creating short-term wins. Nothing can motivate an individual more than success. Success is a victory in executing a change strategy. Change again need to make short-term victories at the beginning of the change process. The achievement of this target should be gradual, similar to steps, so that employee will be motivated to achieve success in the long term. And the next is consolidating improvement and producing still more change. After delivering short-term victories, the change effort will have direction and momentum in successful situation. People will use the momentum that has been built up to realize the vision while maintaining a high sense of urgency and low complacency. Um, and the last is institutionalizing the approach. Change again must make the vision of change inherent and become a core part of the organization. Internalize the vision can change into a new organizational culture. Okay, and the conclusion in this culture model is the leader is the person who has the most authority in planning and implementing change. So the leader is often called by driver of change. The behavioral of the leader will affect on the change that will occur in organization. In the process changing, the suitability of leadership style is indispensable. In organizational change require transformational, charismatic, and visionary leaders. Organizational change and strategy. In number one, have a force coercion strategy. Changes are made through formal authority or the use of reward and punishment. Changes are obtained quickly but tend to be made due to fear of punishment or desire to get reward. The effect is temporary, suitable for use at the unfreezing unfreezing state that is abounding the old pattern and encouraging the formation of new pattern. And number two is rational persuasion strategy. Change is made through knowledge, empirical data, and rational argument. Managers should use a rational approach. The change will provide great benefit benefit compared to previous pattern. Argument can be presented by the change again outside expert or through demonstration. Change occur more slowly than forced coercion strategies, but the results are more durable and internalized in the individual. And the last is shared power strategy. A strategy that involves the participation of the parties involved to make a change in to value accordance with the value, needs and goal of the individual group. Individual group managers need managers need reference power and skill to work effectively with various parties. These changes take a long time, but they will be more durable and internalized within each one. Okay, the next fondant is organizational change in RSUD Bangkinang. Organizational change in RSUD Bangkinang refers to the process of changing the structure, processes, or culture of the organization. This change can occur for various reasons such as company growth, technological change, or change in business environment. Organizational change can cause stress for employees as they have to adjust to the change. Stress related to organizational change can have an impact of the physical and mental health of employees, so it is important to manage it effectively. Organizational stress management is the process of managing and reducing stress that occur during the process of organizational change. This can be done by providing clear information and communication to employee about the change that will occur, as well as providing support and training to help them cope with the change. Organizational stress management can also be done by providing facilities that help employee manage stress, such as relaxation program or therapy, and by providing opportunity for employee to share their problems and feeling with colleagues or supervisor. Organizational stress management is an important part of the process of organizational change because it can help employee adjust to the change and increase their productivity. Technology development of Bangkinang Hospital. Important to know the meaning of technology development. The reason is nowadays human can improve their welfare without taking advantage of technology development. The development of technology also makes human very attached to technology, so human needs to master various kind of technology that exists today. The development of technology provide many benefit and facilities people work and daily activities. Technology advances produce modernity, characterized by economic growth, social mobility, cultural expansion, where through technological advances, facilities are also increasingly sophisticated and cheaper. Tech- Technology is a concept related to the type of use and knowledge of tool and expertise, as well as how it can influence the ability of human to control and change something that is around them. And technology for Bangkinang Hospital. Patient safety should be number one target. For this reason, the quality of service to patient has always been a top priority in various health facilities, such as hospital, health clinic, and health center. In this area of health, information technology is often in the spotlight, and now considering the importance of the role of technology in all aspects of life. Hospital technology to improve patient service is increasingly encouraged in the era of technological advance and the digital world as well as information technologies today. It continues to be required to be able to follow and take advantage of advance in digital information and social media. Not to forget the Bangkinang Regional General Hospital continue to combat to keep up with the times. Of course, this will not facilitate health service to the public. The technology used at Bangkinang Regional Hospital can be in the form of technology used to support health and service such as CT scan machine, MRI, ultrasound, ventilator, and the other. The technology used in hospital can also be in the form of technology used to facilitate and improve the efficiency of work processes such as electronic medical record or EMR. Bangkinang Hospital can face change in technology development. Bangkinang Hospital can face change in technological development in several ways, one of which is innovating adapting to new technology. Bangkinang Hospital can innovate and adapt to new technology that are in accordance with organizational needs and market conditions. This can help Bangkinang Hospital improve efficiency and improve the quality of service provided to the patient. And the second is provide training and support to employee. Bangkinang Hospital can provide training and support to help employee to help them adjust to technological change and improve their ability to use new technology. What is stress management? Stress management is a program to control or manage stress, which aim to identify the cause of stress and know the technique for managing stress, so that people are better at handling stress in life. Stress management is a skill that allows to a person to anticipate, prevent, and control and recover from stress experienced due to threat and insurmountable. Coping with stress is more than just dealing with it. It's about adjusting to it and learning effectively. Stress is a mental disorder that a person faces due to the pressure. This pressure arises from the failure of the individual in meeting his needs or desires. This pressure can come from within oneself or from the outside. Stress is not necessarily bad, although it is usually discussed in a negative context. Since stress has a positive value when it becomes an opportunity when offering potential result. For example, many professionals view the pressure of a heavy workload and deadlines as a positive challenge that raises the quality of their work and satisfaction they get from their work. Stress can be positive and can be negative. The researchers argue that stress that stress that stress can be there's argue that stress challenges or the stress that accompany challenges in the work environment operate very differently than stress barrier or stress that hinder in achieving goals. Although research on stress challenge and stress barriers is only the beginning, preliminary evidence suggests that stress challenges have a fewer negative implication than stress barrier. According to Greenwich 202, with title Comprehensive Stress Management by Gerald S. Greenberg, Stress management is an action taken by a person to control the source of stress he experienced so as not to cause negative effect in the future. Stress management is where individual control or manage stress, which aim to identify cause of stress and know the techniques for managing stress so that people are better at mastering stress in life. Stress management is more than just overcoming it, namely learning to overcome it adaptively and effectively. Stress management means making change in the way of thinking and feeling, in the way of behaving, and the quite possibly in individual environment of each one. Cause of stress. Stress can occur due to frustration, conflict, stress, and crisis. Number one is frustration. Frustration is the disruption of physical balance because the goal first to be achieved. And second is conflict. Conflict is the disruption of the balance because the individual is confused about the facing some need or goal to which one of. And number three is stress. Example, increased environmental awareness, liberalization of attitude towards gay, lesbian, and transgender employ, and increased multitasking and connectivity. And number four is crisis. Crisis is the situation that occurs suddenly and that can lead to disruption of the balance. Things that make stress are called stressor. Traits, even or change are stressful. There are two causes that a person experiencing stress. Number one is external stressor. External stressor are stressful sources come from the surrounding environment. This can include trauma, life experience, or everyday problem. And room conditions such as noise, excessive light and hot air, temperature, and cramped room condition. And another example is social interaction such as experiencing abusive treatment, victim of powerful attitude, receiving aggressive treatment from other and experiencing violence. And number three is organizational. It's like a organizational condition that can create stress. Namely, there are regulation that are to red type and deadline pressure that must be met. And next is important life events such as birth, death, job loss, promotion, and changing marital status. And the last of example is carelessness of daily activities such as daily traveling long distance, forgetting to store cash, and breaking tools or machine. And number two is internal stressor. Internal stressor is the stress that comes from within ourselves and is most common type of stress. Uh, Example, internal stressor can be due to the selection of the lifestyle that is followed by such as addiction to drink that contain caffeine, reduced sleep, and schedule that is always busy. And another example is negative personal talk. This can appear with a sense of pessimistic thinking, frequent self-criticism, and running excess analysis. And third example is the pitfalls of the mind are like expecting that never materializes, too much thought, or not thinking it all, or rigid-minded. And the last example is personal obstacles such as being too busy at work or workaholic or wanting things to be perfect, wanting to look perfectionist. How to overcome stress? The existing To be able to cope with stress is to think positively. Other resources providing different way or coping or reducing the impact of stress are the following. Following number one is psychological component. If the stressor has a psychological component, the individual are encouraged to talk about their concern with family, friend, or therapist. Research show that even if only one person depends and speak in, it can reduce the effect of prolonged stress. And number two is physical stressor. If it is a physical stressor, intervention to reduce can perform relaxation techniques, biofeedback and visualization therapy. Regular exercise is known to increase the release of endorphin that can reduce the impact of stressor. And number three is improve the time management. Improve the time management. Working or doing activities over time is something that can cause stress because when our body is tired and forced to do activities or work a lot, then the body will not be able to work properly. However, time management will be more efficient in working on. And number four is set realistic goal. Set realistic goals, set expectation to be safe, and set time limit to work on them. And the last is make a priority list, like prepare a list of activities and sort by priority. Every day, look at the schedule that has been met, work on based on predetermined and priorities. Physiological reaction to stress can be divided into three. Number one is cognition. Cognition stress can weaken memory and attention in cognitive activity. Stressor in the form of noise can cause cognitive difficulties in children. Cognition can also have effect in stress. And number two is emotion. Emotion tend to be related to stress. Individuals often use their emotional state to evaluate stress. The process of cognitive assessment can affect stress and emotional experience. Emotional reaction to stress are phobia, anxiety, depression, feeling of sadness, and anger. And the last is social behavior. Social behavior stress can change an individual behavior toward other. Individual can behave both positively and negatively. Natural disaster can make individual behave more cooperatively in other situations. Individual can develop hostile attitudes. Stress followed by anger cause negative social behavior to tend to increase so that it can cause aggressive behavior. Stress can also affect helpful behavior in individual. Stress management strategies, individual approach, an employee can take personal responsibility in reducing stress. Individual strategies that have been shown to be effective include organizational approach, performing time management techniques, engaging in physical activity, exercising relaxation, and developing social support network. And number two is organizational approach. Several stress-causing factors, especially tasks and roles and organizational structure, are managed by management. In this way, this factor can be modified or changed. Among the strategies likely to be considered by the management are the increased selection and staffing, the use of more realistic objectives, workplace planning, greater staff engagement, improve organizational communication, and the enforcement of welfare program. Main purpose of stress management objectives. Main purpose of implementing stress management is to improve a person quality of life to be better. Some of the objective of implementing stress management in the organization, like number one is prevent all possible cause of stress. Number two is anticipate the occurrence of stress in person in particular and the organization as a whole. And number three is help stress management so that is does not lead to bad things. And the last is recovering an individual or organization from a stress state. Basically, stress can affect emotion and the way people think, especially the pressure a person gets is very large. Obviously, this pressure can threaten an individual ability to deal with his or her environmental condition. Stress management conclusion. Stress management is the process of managing and reducing the stress that a person feels. Stress is the body reaction to pressure or threat, which can be situation event, or internal factors such as feeling or throw. Stress can affect a person physical and mental health. So it is important to manage it well. Stress in management in RSUD Bangkinang. Let me explain. Stress on hospital employee at Bangkinang Hospital may vary depending on the individual concern. Some employees experience physical symptoms such as headaches, digestive problem, or high blood pressure. Some employees also experience emotional symptoms such as depression, anxiety, or emotional exhaustion. Some employees may also experience behavioral symptoms such as smoking or consuming alcohol excessively, withdrawing from social interaction, or experiencing problems in internal relations. To manage stress in hospital employee, it is important to recognize the symptom and provide the necessary support to overcome the stress experience. There are several stress there are several stress management factors that need to be considered in a Bangkinang Regional Hospital, including uh, number one is excessive workload. Excessive workload is a hospital employees are often forced to work in excessive quantity and for a considerable amount of time, which can cause stress. Number two is interpersonal conflict. Conflict with coworker or supervisor can cause stress in hospital employee. And number three is job uncertainty. Hospital employees feel insecure about their work due to uncertainty about the future of the organization or a change occurring within the organization. To manage stress management of stress at Bangkinang Hospital. To manage stress in hospital employee, it is important to recognize the symptom and provide the necessary of support to overcome the stress experience. This can be done in ways such as provide employee with clear information, communication about change taking place in the organization, and the second is creating healthy and safe work environment for employee, which pays attention to the physical, emotional, and social needs of employee. And third is identify and manage source of stress within the organization, such as excessive workload, interpersonal conflict, or job uncertainty. And four is provide facilities that help employee manage stress such as relaxation or therapy program. And the last is provide opportunity for employees to share their problem and feeling with the college or supervisor. Okay, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. We have an conclusion. In conclusion, let me explain that. Okay, let me explain what is I say. Uh, technology is Technology is an important factor in the health sector, especially at the Bangkinang Regional Hospital. The technology used to Bangkinang Hospital can be the form of medical device that are useful for supporting health service information system that facilitate management and service, as well as technology used to improve communication and information to patient and the public. The development of technology at Bangkinang Regional Hospital is also expected to improve service quality and efficiency and facilitate public access to health service. However, it is necessary to have the right strategy and planning to manage and use technology in order to provide optimal benefit for Bangkinang Hospital then at and the community. And the stress is a problem that is often faced by hospital employees, especially at the Bangkinang Regional General Hospital. Excessive workload, interpersonal conflict, job uncertainty, unhealthy work environment, lack of the rest of fraction time, lack of social support, and the need to adjust to change are some stress management factor that need to be considered to manage stress in hospital employees. Bangkinang Hospital can carry out several strategies such as providing clear information and communication, providing support and training, providing facilities that help manage stress, providing opportunity for employee to share problem and feeling, creating a healthy and safe work environment, and holding mental health program. It was concluded that organizational change at Bangkinang Hospital is necessary need to improve the efficiency and quality of service provided to patient. Organizational change can occur the form of change form of change in organizational structure, system change, or a change in work process. Organizational change can also occur. Organization can also occur as a result of technology development or change in patient needs. However, organizational change can also cause stress for employee, so it is necessary to have the right strategy and management to manage this change so that can be carried out effectively and do not cause losses to Bangkinang Hospital or employee. Mhm. Okay, we have the last of presentation. Thank you very much for your great attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your listening. May all this we have shared of be beneficial for all of us. Thank you so much for your attention. See you in another time. Bye bye.